often talk about the parallel jobs script supervisors do, such as story editor or story coordinator, or the jobs script supervisors get promoted to, the most common one being director. But what about where they come from? Hi, I'm Daniela Saioni, a veteran script supervisor and international script supervision coach, with over 400 script supervisors in 24 countries in my online cohort since I opened it up in 2020, and the hundreds more who trained with me live in the classroom since I began teaching in 1995. I have seen a lot of common backgrounds emerge for new script supervisors. Whether they train with me young or much later in life, for those who don't come to me right after film school or instead of film school, here are the top 10 professions script supervisors transition from in alphabetical order. Number 1, actors. Actors in theater or film have an innate understanding of the actor's process and usually don't get intimidated by working closely with stars or directors. And many of them already feel quite comfortable working on film sets. So it's no wonder so many actors train as script supervisors and use their script income to supplement the money they make between gigs and strengthen the connections with producers and directors who could cast them in future. Plus, they're great at reading the off-camera lines when asked to and tend to have a great natural sense of screen time when timing scripts. Many can carry themselves very well in the role on a confidence level as well. Number 2, ADs. Assistant directors of all levels, from set PA to third to second to first AD, of course, already know the inner workings of a film set and who to communicate what information to, and in general work well with all personality types. But I also believe their ability to analyze production elements makes them fantastic at doing script breakdowns, and their problem solving and strategy skills and understanding production time considerations make them excellent time managers who know when to speak up about potential continuity issues and when to let things go. Third ADs are also used to overseeing background continuity, which is a directly transferable skill. And second ADs are well versed in managing a high volume of paperwork. More and more, I get ADs coming into the program who got tired of working their way up the food chain to first AD and wanted to step into a department head role right away. Number 3, directors. Even though directing is the most common role script supervisors take on after a script supervising career, it's also a very common one I see people coming into my programs with. Whether they direct theater or film, directors are often great at working with actors and understanding the director's needs and can be wonderful at troubleshooting potential coverage and editing issues. Truth be told, many directors actually become script supervisors to learn more about directing, since they get to work so closely with so many of them, and also to network with cast, crew, and DOPs who can help them make their own films. It's also, of course, a great role to get to know the producers and executives who can someday hire them for directing work. One thing I tell my directors who become script supervisors along the way: don't stop making movies. The great thing about the financial rewards of being a script supervisor is that you can put some of the money you earn as a script supervisor towards financing the development of your own projects. But don't get lured in by the money-making potential to the point where you don't take the time off to make your own films. Number 4, editors. Editors sometimes transition to script supervision, especially if they're looking to direct and want the experience of being on set first, because it's the most natural place for their skill sets to live. Script supervisors essentially represent the editor on a film set, so who better to step into this role? Not only are their editing notes sure to please post-production, but they are naturals at troubleshooting coverage and knowing what continuity issues to prioritize. Number 5, producer's assistants. One of the last remaining non-union jobs on larger film and TV sets is the producer's assistant, and I've been able to train many of them as script supervisors over the years. The great thing is that they get to understand the big picture of what's important in production through their previous role in assisting producers, and are skilled at working with supersized egos, 2 huge assets for script supervisors. They often get to be able to train with us right on set as well, because they are in one of the few roles that can stand by with us all day at Video Village and closely observe the script supervisor at work. Once they're trained, they can then use their connections to their former producer bosses to help them secure jobs as script supervisors. I have seen that work out many times. Number 6, production coordinators. Because of their people management, time management skills, and sheer volume of paperwork juggling and wrangling that production coordinators do in the office, They are not intimidated by the administrative side of our work on set when transitioning to script supervision. Because of their experience, they tend to be able to handle themselves calmly under pressure as well, which is huge in this job. For them, the crux of their training will involve how to work with the director to troubleshoot coverage and how to anticipate any editing issues by editing in their heads on set. Luckily, these are hallmarks of how I train script supervisors. Number 7, screenwriters. Yes, many screenwriters at some point are curious to work on the shooting floor, and script supervision is often the role they will gravitate to. After all, one thing we both share is a love of the script itself. And in television especially, script supervisors get to work closely with the writer or showrunner. So building on those relationships can benefit them, and their understanding of story and subtext can also make writers great at troubleshooting the coverage with the director. Script supervision is also, by the way, a great way to learn about the craft of screenwriting. For those who don't know, I am a working story editor and a top 1% screenwriter on Coverfly with over 10 significant contest wins and laurels to my name. I've also been training screenwriters since 2012, and I often get students from my writing programs also training as script supervisors and vice versa. Check out my YouTube talk, How Script Supervision Made Me a Better Screenwriter, to learn the exact ways our roles are complementary, and how at least 2 Best Screenplay Oscars went to former script supervisors. Now, as with directors, I advise my writing students to keep making the time to write scripts once they become script supervisors. Do not get lured in by the money. Number 8, stage managers. In the theater world, the stage manager's role is a combination of the script supervisor's role and the first AD's role on a film set. So this is a really popular and very natural transition. I have helped some top-tier stage managers successfully make the transition to script supervisor, which is actually a less complex role than their former one and also pays substantially more. They already have almost every skill set necessary: the multitasking, the ego management, the communication, the leadership, the confidence factor, the paperwork, the big picture brain of the whole show, the ability to track every detail. In short, they, like us, are magic. They usually just need to train in the specific paperwork, workflow, and the visual storytelling language of cinema and get clear on the axis of action and other editing jobs to become rock star script supervisors. And I teach all of that. Number 9, stand-ins. Because stand-ins work in close proximity to us on set and have to keep track of the physical continuity for their cast member, a surprising number of them successfully transition to script supervision by training with script supervisors on set and then augmenting that with the comprehensive training people like me offer to fill in the blanks about what script supervisors do in prep and about editing and visual storytelling. Number 10, stunt performer. If you've ever worked on an action film, you might have been amazed at how aware stunt performers are on matching their physical continuity, and how so many are also exceptional at visual storytelling and understanding how shots cut together, especially if they also do stunt coordinating. Now, believe it or not, I have had a few stunt performers train with me as script supervisors, keeping both careers going for a time before focusing on one or the other or before moving on to directing. I've also seen people successfully transition from props, wardrobe, makeup, locations, and several non-film professions altogether, just not as often as the 10 things I just listed. Look, there is no one way to become a script supervisor. We all come to it with different strengths and weaknesses, and we learn what we need to in order to balance out the rest of our skill sets. If you're looking to transition to script supervision from any of these or other roles, or even if you're starting in the profession from scratch or just after film school, consider my Director Whisperer training program. I designed it to train international script supervisors in the first 10 years of their career, and I designed it comprehensively so that most people living in places where movies or TV series are made can start working immediately after completing the program, saving years off their learning curve of troubleshooting coverage and organizing their workflow on set, and also gaining negotiating skills, interview skills, career strategy, and work-life balance perspectives, and many other unique but practical value-added things I teach along with the core professional training. My alumni have made me so proud over the years. They are very in demand in the industry, and they are a growing community of like-minded people who also connect with and help each other across borders. Click the link below or check out the link tree in my bio for more information about my programs. Ciao from Shoreditch, London.